Truth Talkers, welcome back to another episode of Teattime Truth Talk with your host Alicia and as you can see, my dad is not here today. See, for that is because today is a special episode. So, for any of you who watched the last episode, I told you guys we were going to have a guest speaker today. And so I've decided that each month we will have one episode where we'll have a different speaker each day come in and we'll get to know them and ask a couple questions and give you guys advice along the way as well. So today's question is going to be, or topic is going to be about Black History Month. It's the end of February, and I figured why not go with a bang with the last video of this month being about Black history. And as an Afro-Latina, I am both African American and Latina, or Puerto Rican. I wanted to look more on my African American side and discuss this month and this holiday and whatever with you guys. And with that, with our special guest as well, today our special guest is no other than my mother, Aisha Pacheco. Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Aisha Pacheco. I am 41 years old. I like long walks on the beach. Okay. Wrong show. Well, I'm a mom of four. I've been married to my husband that you guys all know, Rich Pacheco, for 20 years. Long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty long time. I am just a busy mom, grateful busy mom anyway. I work part-time, run a business almost full-time, and I'm a full-time mom, and I love every bit of my life, so.
Wonderful. Well, for her today, like she said, she is an own business owner, and she is the owner of Nairobi's Naturals. I've had the pleasure of helping her with her business and getting to know a lot of the products, which we are going to show you today as well. So can you talk a little bit about your business?
Well, Nairobi's Naturals started well before I even thought about it becoming an actual tangible business. It's basically a bunch of essential oils. I have sage, I have essential oil blend candles, and it's really dear to my heart because of the fact that I love essential oils. I love everything about essential oils, how you can cook with it, how you can clean with it, the effects it has on your mental and spiritual aspect. A lot of it came about when I was starting my own spiritual journey. And during meditation, someone said to me, well, have you ever tried essential oils? And I'm like, I don't know what that was. This was going back about 10 years ago or so. Mm-hmm. And not knowing what it was, I did my research and I fell in love with lavender first because I wanted to put the kids to sleep when I put y'all to sleep. So I would just get a little, essential oils and spray your pillows and, you'd be out for the count. So that inspired me to look deeper into the different essential oils and the different blends and the properties and the usages and things like that. And from there, it just spiraled into candles and I use it for everything. I mean, there's not anything that you can't use essential oil for, and a lover of candles myself, I was like, well, maybe I can, put some of these in candles so that way when I'm at my bedside or if you guys wanted one or anybody that wants to sit during meditation or even just sit in their house and just relax with the scent of lavender, the calming of chamomile or any of those, or even the citrus of orange and lime and lemon, you can kind of just bask in the idea of this scent that lifts you up, you know what I mean? Or brings you down, depending on what you're using it for, because you can use it for so many different things. And that also led me into sage. And this nice bundle here is a nice bundle piece of sage.
Yeah, it is.
Which is also good for cleansing your space. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we get some people around us that
Oh boy,
their energy
yeah.
is just not. And I'm a very big believer in energy. I'm putting as much positive energy, and I have to like, ooh, before I come home from work,
Oh yeah,
gotta let it go because you will be trying me. But yeah, there's a bunch of different products here, and they all, most of them are in the bundle box that we sell as well. And it's something I really enjoy. I never thought it was spiral into a business, but it was just, a lot of my coworkers would tell me, I have a cold. Can you fix me up some of that essential oil stuff that you get, that you make, so I can breathe? And after a while, someone was like, well, did you think about selling it? Because you're giving it away for free, and, you can market this because it's basically, she said it's like Vicks, but cleaner. I said, oh, okay. I didn't even think about it that way. I'm like, okay, I just was just making stuff to make you feel better. Who knew? So yeah.
Well, can you walk us into some of the products? Mostly because I want to touch and smell. I'm excited.
Okay. Well, why don't we start from your side?
Okay. So what would this be here?
Okay, so that is a large sample linen spray or room spray. So that can be
oh, that smells good.
A variety of different scents. You can have one of my favorites is lemon and lavender. I know it's like lavender brings you down and lemon brings you up, but the combination is such a nice smell. It's refreshing. You know what I mean? And that spray on your pillows, spray in the air, it's perfect. And then this one is actually a sample of that spray. So whatever, you could actually mix and match different sprays. So let's say you don't want a lavender lemon and you want an orange and rosemary. So you can have mix and match. Okay. And then of course, like I said, we have the bundle of sage that you cleanse your, gotta get it burning, get it going. This is one of our newer products. This is called our Prosperity Candle. And on the inside of the candle, I don't know if you can see it.
It smells so good.
It's a word that we have engraved in it.
It says harmony.
Yeah.
Oh, so what is that for?
That basically is, if you purchase a candle, you won't know what the word is inside until you actually receive the candle. I don't know which word you're going to get. Whatever the universe decides, that's, you want to purchase a candle, you pick a candle for your prosperity candles, and that's the word that you can kind of meditate on or, just sit with. Because sometimes things come to us when we need them and don't know where they're going to come from. So let's say you're looking for something and you need a little harmony, or you just want a little peace, a little joy. You never know that you might get that candle that is right for you. Nice. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might get a candle that you never even thought that you needed, but some spirits, universe is trying to tell you need to focus on this a little more.
Just a little bit.
And this is our roll-on. So this is also something that you can it's with a carrier oil, so it's good to use on your arms. If you want to just walk around and smell a little bit, you can use this in conjunction with our Reiki
jewelry
bracelets. Yeah, girl,
I love you, my jewelry.
We gotta be cute. But this is a Reiki infused bracelet, so this has energy.
All right.
You know what I mean? And you can carry this with you, wear it with you, and just take a little essential oil and roll it right onto the bracelet. And, when you're talking, because I talk with my hands, so when I'm talking, I can definitely get a nice little whiff.
Definitely.
And depending on what scent you want, you can use this without the bracelet, with the bracelet. You can roll this on a pillow. You can, do your thing with it.
Anyone who doesn't know what Reiki is, to generally, say what it is, it's pretty much universal energy. Whereas I like to call it positive energy, because you never want to put negative energy into anybody.
Right.
So pretty much it's taking the universe, like the trees and the plants and the air, all that energy that is accumulated around us. We end up becoming this conduit or like a vessel for the energy to flow through us. And one of the things that my dad and I, and her, because she's also Reiki one as well, It's definitely a practice that we do where we can bring in the energy and put it into people. I've had plenty of people who have gotten Reiki from me or my dad and come to me the next day and feel happier and more productive in life.
Right.
That will definitely be a different episode, but for that, just so you know,
some stories.
Oh, me too.
Some stories.
But they definitely, for being infused, you put the positive energy in there. So not only do you have the oils,
yes,
you also have that energy that helps you go through your day and be a more positive person.
Exactly. As well. And then the big baby over here, this is one of our top sellers. It's Soy Wax Candle, and oh gosh, it comes in a variety of different scents and some. Oh my gosh!
Woo!
Yeah,
that smells nice.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Oh my god, it's called Over the Rainbow. I love that.
So that's one that we have as well. And you know, all of these are just here for anyone that wants to maybe even get into essential oils but doesn't know where to start. You know what I mean? It's a great base to start learning about it. You know, you can also learn about the different aspects of using it. I also take orders for people that want specialty essential oil blends, because you know I have someone that wants one for her children that her son is kind of hyper, I guess you would say, so she wants something to kind of bring him down. So it would be like a mixture of chamomile and lavenders and different things, and then kind of just help him, you know, calm down a little bit, ease into bedtime, and you could pour some in a bath, you know, light some candles.
Nice.
You know,
I like that a lot. Yeah. Some of the other little things I see here is you have a business card and a sticker.
This is a sticker. This is
That's
my girl.
Really pretty. I really like that. So is that something that comes in like the bundle box, or
this comes in the bundle box, in any order, no matter what it is, you will receive a sticker and a business card.
Nice. I like stickers. All right, so now that we've gotten to know her a little bit better and know her business, let's get down to the big things. So we'll ask you a couple questions about you, and then we'll together answer some questions that people out there wanted to know as well.
Okay.
So the first question will be for you, and their question is, what is it like being a mother of four, having a job, and owning your own business?
Oh, well, I mean, I'll have to answer those in kind of a separate and then combined.
Okay.
Because I was a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. So my priority was my children, you know, of course, started with the first one. Yeah. And, you know, as you know, Lisa's 19. And then I have, my second daughter is 16. My third daughter will be 12. And my son will be 8. Yeah, I know. When people say that to me, they're like, "You have 3 girls back to back." Yeah, my patience. Woo, total patience. But I love it. I love being a mom. I love everything about being a mom. I just like seeing how I can nurture and teach and laugh and just watch you guys grow. You know, sometimes it makes me sad because my son is gonna be 8, and he's making his own sandwiches, and he gets up and he has his own little morning routine. And I'm like, well, you don't really need mommy anymore. Like, you know, I mean, when I was in that potty training stage, I'm like, oh, when is this gonna be over? Yeah, because you know, any moms out there know the potty training stage is not fun. And he's a boy, so he's my first and only boy, so that was very different. So when I started to combine working part-time with motherhood, I found it very challenging. I had a lot of mom guilt. Not that, you know, I didn't want to work, or not that I didn't want to be a mom. Financially, I wanted to help out in our household more. And I didn't think about a business or anything like that back then. I've only been working part-time for about 4.5 years now with a great company. I work with individuals with special needs, and I get them out into the community and help them, do things, shopping, movies, and get them socializing and in that aspect. But when I first started working, I would cry all the time. I was so sad because I felt like I was just not a good mom anymore, because it's like I'm leaving my kids for a paycheck, even though the paycheck was helping to feed my kids. Like, it was like a catch-22. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do this, but I know that it was something that did help us thrive more, but when I first started, it was really rough. I had so much mom guilt. And it took some time for me to really understand that it's okay. It's okay to be a working mom. It's okay to be a stay-at-home mom. Even though I knew that, but in the back of your mind, when you're predominantly a stay-at-home mom and your life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is your children, when you throw something in that has to take some of that time away, you start to feel very guilty and very like, are they gonna, am I still nurturing them? Am I still, and I had to not look at the negative and turn it around and say, I'm also teaching them that they can be a mom and work. And I realized that I wasn't slacking on anything at home. I was still cooking. I was still cleaning. I was still nurturing them. I think I got closer to them when, when I went to work, because now it was like, when I got home, they were eager to tell me about their day, and I was eager to listen more, as opposed to like, okay, gotta go get the kids from school. Gotta wait the parent line. Oh Lord. So once I got over the mom guilt, it became a little easier to get up and go to work every day. And once they realized what I did and how I was also contributing to another person that, needed to be out in the world and society, and they understood that process. And then when I decided to start Nairobi's Naturals, mind you, Nairobi is my middle name, so I had to throw that in there. Yeah. When I decided to get started with Nairobi's Naturals, it was another, okay, what am I taking away from my everyday life? Is this going to be something that I'm going to regret doing? Because that takes another piece of mom and now another piece of work, because I have to carve out time for this. And as much as all these products are here for self-care, I was not using them because I was so focused on work, mom, business. Work, mom, business. I had no self-care time. And if I did take self-care time, I felt very guilty, because I'm like, well, that time could be carved out for work, mom, or business. You know what I mean? And it was just one of those, I found out I had high blood pressure. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to figure out something, because this ain't going to work.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't going to work. So, I mean, I found a little bit more of a balance. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress. Some days are a little easier than others. Some days you kind of just be like, do I really need to get out of bed? Like, it's Wednesday. I don't want to go to work. Like,
that's exactly it.
I'll be like, oh, the kids are like, what's for dinner? Y'all ate yesterday. Y'all ate yesterday.
Like, fend for yourself.
But I've learned that, those little moments, those little times, they're good. They're good. Because you guys are getting bigger, you guys are getting older, and I'm like, eventually y'all not going to be here. I don't know if I'm more sadder about y'all not being here or happier that my house will stay clean. Like,
I'm in my room 24/7, so
I'd be more food.
I'm part of that.
Less dishes in the sink, but less noise and less laughter and less fun.
That's okay. And wait till laundry day, Ma, or wait till we need something to eat, Mom. Weren't you here just to help? Yes, I was. I'm hungry.
But it's a blessing, and I'm glad that I'm able to do all three, and stay healthy and carve out time for myself, and even if it's just a little bit of time throughout the day. Last night I sat and watched an entire Jaws marathon. I didn't even know there was 4 movies of Jaws. I was like, oh my
I
God.
didn't know that till
There's
now.
another one. Well, it's just those little moments that I get. You know, I do meditation. I do as much yoga as I possibly can. I should be doing more in the mornings, and I carve out that time to have a cup of coffee. You know, I enjoy spending time with you guys. That's kind of my self-care as well. You know, we play music in the kitchen, dance around, and enjoy ourselves. So, yeah, it's great. I love it.
And if you have not yet experienced, this woman can make a very great cup of coffee. I don't know how she does it.
I don't know how people become. I'm not a barista.
She makes a great cup of coffee. Like, I don't understand. I've tried to replicate it. It don't work. It don't work.
I don't know. My husband's, your father's the same way. You make it better. I don't do anything different than y'all do.
You do something.
Coffee maker makes the coffee. I just put some creamer in it.
Nope. All right. So next fun question, actually. It is, which actor or actress would you want to play you in the movie of your life?
Ooh. Are we talking early years or now?
I mean, it's both your life, so I guess they would,
gracious.
if it was a movie about your life, they'd go through early to now. Unless it's one of those transitional movies where they have to do multiple actors.
I know, like that would be difficult because I'm not sure of many young actors now. But I think there's so many brilliant African American women actors that I just can we like do a clip cut and add somebody like cut and paste. One person definitely comes to mind is Angela Bassett.
Oh, love her.
I mean, come on, like, love her. My gosh.
I can see that. I can see that.
Oh, mixed with if I could make a person, it would definitely be Angela Bassett, mixed with a little bit of Gabrielle Union, mixed with a little Halle Berry, mixed with a little Zendaya, mixed with, so it's like I gotta build a person.
See, we got the beginning to end list going. We got this.
There's so many brilliant people. I don't know. I just
see. You said Zendaya. That was definitely my top. Either Zendaya or China and McClane. I would love for either one of them or the both of them to play.
It's hard to play choose because it's so the talent is like, and the black girl magic is.
Yes.
Chef's
or
on point.
If I had to have an adult, it would have to be Cynthia Erivo.
Oh.
I love her. It's just the passion in her acting. It's just, I love it because I love the movie Harriet, and then she was
such a good job.
And then she sang and she played in The Color Purple, the musical, not the movie. There was a musical called The Color Purple, and the song "I'm Here," I have fell in love with her ever since I heard that song. But yeah, she would definitely be my adult.
Yeah, this is quite of you.
Oh yeah, I love it. But yeah, all right. Well, now we're gonna get into some more serious questions that a lot of you asked, and we will both answer them because I wanted you to hear from an older generation and a younger generation.
Older?
Well, you're pretty, so they wouldn't know, but I had to let them know.
I mean,
you're an adult. I'm a teen adult. I think I don't know what I am anymore. But
the tiny humans alive.
But I did want you to hear both sides of how we think of certain questions. Most of the time, we'll probably have the same answer because, I was raised by this wonderful woman. Some of her things were kind of brought down to me, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Huh. Hopefully good things, because we don't want no childhood traumas trickling down. So hopefully I've trickled down the good stuff. Yeah, I try, because those types of things.
So the first question someone asked was, have you ever experienced racism, and how did you handle it?
Yes, I have experienced racism many times. Many times. I've been called the N-word to my face many times. I'll go back to when Trump was inaugurated. I was in the grocery store, and I I had a couple of groceries, just shopping around or what have you, a couple
Mhm.
of groceries. And there was a lady in back of me, she had two groceries, and a couple in back of her that had, cart with some, not that, it wasn't a lot of groceries. And so for me, I've always been the person that, what, if you have two or three groceries, go in front of me. No big deal. It's common courtesy. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And the woman in back of me with a couple of groceries, she was white, and the couple in back of her was white. And the cashier was a white lady as well. I mean, we live in a predominantly white area, but there are some black people and Latinos and Indians, but it's predominantly white.
Yeah.
So, I let the young lady go in front of me with, she had like two or three items. And I said, oh, no problem. She was like, thank you so much, and it's just talking regularly. The couple in back of her did not appreciate that well. So when she moved in front of me, they moved in back of me. So I'm waiting in line. She put her groceries on the belt. I put my stuff up, and I hear the gentleman in the back of me. He's like, I don't know why y'all ends can't just do what you need to do. You need to go back to where you came from. Mind you, again, I'm the only black person in line. So when you use that kind of tone and those words, it's obvious exactly who you're talking to. I didn't say a word. The young lady that I let go in front of me, she heard it and she kind of leaned back, just like, did I hear it? So, you could tell her facial expression was like, did I hear what I thought I heard? And I just looked and I just kept quiet because in this area you have license to carry and all these you don't know what's gonna jump off. And my whole model is make it back home safely to my family. You know? So I let it go, didn't say a word, because old 20-something-year-old Aisha would have been all popping off at the mouth real quick. But again, I don't know what your intentions towards me are, and I don't want to escalate the situation where now I'm another say her name. I don't want that to be that case because I want to make it back home to my kids. That was my thought pattern, especially since the heightened racial stuff that was going on at that time, even still today. So I didn't say a word. And the cashier was ringing up the lady, and I was next, and I heard the wife say, these black bees, just need to mind their business. And I mean, it was just, they just kept going. And once again, I turned back because I wanted them to know that I heard what you said. You know, the black girl in me is like, jump across their cart, punch him in the mouth. The mom in me is like, you have beautiful babies you need to make it back home to. Think of them. Now, any situation I've heard people say, well, I would have said, and I would have this, and I would have done this, but I don't know what that man was carrying. I don't know what the woman was carrying. I just know that in this particular area, you can carry whatever you want, whenever you want. I don't know. I have no idea. And I wanted to make it back home to my children. The cashier kept hearing them. Like I said, the cashier was a white lady as well. And she was like, said to them, it's like, you don't need to be talking like that. That's disrespectful. That's rude. We don't talk like that. And they got on her for saying something. And she's like, I apologize for them. I said, you can't apologize for every white person's ignorance. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're saying. They think they're going to rattle me. They're not going to rattle me. Because again, I don't know what their frame of mind is, what they could be carrying. Because again, you can carry a gun around here. I don't know. And I don't want to chance it on an off chance that he decides, well, I'm really pissed off. Let me do something. Mm-hmm. And I just left the store. I went into my car and I cried. I screamed crying because I was so angry. Like, really? This is what we're doing? It's crazy because at that time, I remember you told me a situation where you went to school and there was kids, yelling, build a wall and send the kids back to Africa. And it's like, at your age, I'm 41. So that means your friends' moms, who we grew up in the 80s together, probably didn't really have a lot of that racial discrimination going on with each other, is literally allowing your kids to say this to other people. why are we still teaching our kids hate at this day and age? When are we going to get it together? When, really?
Yeah.
It has to, I was floored. And, another instance was a friend of mine. She has a biracial child who's a lot lighter than you. And we were talking about the conversation that I have to have with Zachary when he goes out into the world as a young black man. And she said, well, I don't think I have to have that conversation with my son. I'm like, no, you probably don't, because he's white and black. But he definitely looks more white.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's like, yeah, I never even thought of even thinking about having that kind of conversation with him. I don't even think I would have to. And I'm like, well, I definitely have to have the conversation of, when you stop by a cop, this is what you need to do. When you're out with your friends who might be white, you cannot do and say the same things that they do. No, because the object of the game is to make it back home safely. Do whatever you can to make it back home safely. That's what we need to do. And the fact that I have to teach my son that at a young age, and he's tall. He's a tall kid. Like, people look at him and be like, oh my God, he's so big for 10, 11 years old. Like, he's 7. Like, leave him alone at his height. Like, God gave him a look, leave him alone. He's going to be taller than me. I know. It's all right. But, and I have to eat that and sit with it and pray every day that you guys come home safe. And, I always tell you, be safe, be smart, but have fun.
Yep.
Just please come back. Because it's like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. We don't want to find out.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna stay here. No, no, I truly understand it, because, like you said, there was times in school where it's happened to me before, where one of the instances when we were here, it wasn't even in school. This was outside of school. I was walking to pick up a friend of mine from his job, and I was just walking past this white couple. And they kind of, under their breath, but you could hear it, where it was like they were like the N-word and just walked past. Now, mind you, it was literally the white couple and me. There was nobody else around. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like, I think it was a sophomore or junior in high school. So it was kind of new to me, but not new to me, because you don't expect it. Right. So it really hurt. And I ended up wanting to, I cried a little bit. Thank God there was nobody outside, because I don't like to cry in front of people.
Right.
So I had to make the decision of, at that moment, it's like, am I going to let this bother me and go home? Or am I just going to say, listen, it's a word. It's not a nice word, but I'm not going to let it affect my day, because I was looking forward to picking up my friend from his job the entire day. And then just that one instance kind of ruined it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I bucked up, I walked off, I went, and I ended up picking him up, and we literally walked home together, and we just had the great time. And he had no recollection of it. It wasn't until like years later I ended up telling him that story, because I actually had to do a presentation on is racism still around today, which I actually still have the video for, so I might end up putting that up as well, maybe. But yeah, and he was like, I had no idea you were upset that day. And I was like, I didn't want it to affect our day. We had a great day planned just to hang out and stuff.
Right.
So it is definitely a determining factor of whether or not you let that affect you. And it is hard.
It's very, very hard.
Very hard.
It's something that, a lot of times we don't realize how bad it affects us until it affects us.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it could hit you anywhere. And you'd be like, really? What?
Yup.
Was I there for that? Like,
that was a dream.
So it can definitely make you want to stay home.
Yeah.
It can definitely make you want to lock the doors, shut out the world, and not have anything to do with people. And I don't want you guys to live like that. Because you guys are all beautiful spirits, beautiful people. I try to raise you with common decency, respect for yourselves, setting up your boundaries, and, not letting them boundaries be crossed because of XYZ or whoever. Because boundaries are boundaries, and everybody deserves their boundaries to be respected. but it does make me want to, lock y'all down a little more, because the world is just can be such a terrible place, and I don't want you guys to have this. The world is angry. The world is evil. The world is what have you, because it is good.
There is very good.
There's good out there. There's good in people. I have seen it. It's just sometimes when you see so much negativity and you see it constantly, it's like you start to believe that that's all there is.
Yeah.
Which is why self-care and meditation is very important, because when you work on you, you can go out and, like my grandmama used to say, put on the whole armor of God. You know what I mean? And go out there and work through, because on top of societal, racial, systemic racism and all that kind of stuff, you have to deal with your own inner stuff that you have to deal with. You know what I mean? And sometimes it can take a toll on your body, on your mind, on your spirit. And if you don't have an outlet to release that, it can be very damaging.
Yes.
So
the next question is, how do you respond to a friend who makes a comment on something that is low-key sounds racist or not right?
I've had that done before. And in that aspect, I will definitely call you out. I will call you out on it in a minute. I have done it. I was at work one day, and she wasn't really a friend. She was, she's a coworker or whatever. And she's like, I had my hair in a head wrap, up in a head wrap, and I had taken it down. And every so often I get the urge to cut my hair, so I'll just like buzz it off. You know what I mean? And then maybe I'll just throw on a wig, whatever I want to do. It's my hair. I decided to do what I want to do with it. So I had taken out my hair, and it was in a short afro, and she's like, I didn't know that you had all that she goes, I didn't know that you had all that hair under there. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, yeah, because it's like, can I touch it? It looks really kinky and nappy. I was like, wait, hold it.
What?
Pump your brakes. First of all, you don't need to be commenting on my hair. You daggone sure can't touch it. Absolutely not. I appreciate you for asking, but the answer is no. Okay, we are not that cool, not that close. And she's like, well, I thought all black people just had kinky hair and they hot combed it. I said, no. There's different textures, different style that we all use, and want to wear. You know what I mean? And so I purposely the next day came in with a full wig. And she was like, how did you get your hair to grow so fast? And I'm looking at her like, and I try my best not to let my facial expressions speak for me, because it's like, I was like, really? I know you're not that slow. You can't be. Not, and this was in 2019. Not in 2019. I mean, there's like tutorials, there's commercials for wigs and weeds. You cannot possibly be that dense. I know you know that this is a wig. Don't play with me right now. Like
that's funny.
I was like, okay, well, thank you. Oh my God, it's so straight. I didn't know your hair could get that straight. But then the other day you just said that you thought we hot combed our hair. Okay, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, because you're gonna make me say something that no, just don't talk to me.
No,
or someone said to me, it was around the summertime. They said to me, "Oh my God, your skin is so much darker and beautifuler." Was it not beautiful when the sun wasn't out? Like, I don't understand what is it a compliment, or is it just like one of them backhanded compliments that's like, you're pretty for a dark skinned girl? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, say what you. That's the thing that makes me angry. Say exactly what you mean. I hate those If I have something to say to you, I'm going to say it where you can clearly understand it.
Yep.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to underline. If I don't like you, you will know. Because 1, I will not speak to you. And 2, I will tell you I don't like you.
Yep.
That way there's no lines crossed. There's no, I thought, no, you thought wrong because I clearly told you. You know what I mean? And it's like those kinds of comments and those kinds of, you know what I mean? Those little digs and about hair and about skin tone and about race and about black people. It's like, I don't see color. Yes, you do. Because if you didn't see color, first of all, how you not going to see color?
Right? That's happened to me a couple of times where it was like...
I started a new skincare line, and one of the skincare products was sunscreen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I have dark spots, I try to get rid of sun, and they know, you know, we learning now that, you know, African American black people, we need to wear sunscreen, not only to, you know, help with dark spots, but because, you know, skin cancer is a real thing. So I was putting some on, and another young lady goes to me, I didn't know black people wore sunscreen. Isn't that why y'all black and dark skinned? It took everything for me not to go to jail that moment. Because I'm like, so, I mean, I know back in the day we didn't know much about sunscreen, but again, there's too much media. There's too much Facebook and TikTok and Instagram for you to not know anything. You know, I heard an Instagram person that I follow say, it's not always our job to educate you. There's so much stuff out there. You can easily look it up.
Yeah.
You choose to be ignorant to it. Not that it's not available. You know, we're not in the 80s. When I grew up, there was no internet. Like, what? You know, you had to get the encyclopedia and hope that you found the right thing.
Oh, no.
There's all this stuff at your fingertips. Take the time to learn, to read, to understand. And not just undercut someone and say these little digs to make them feel, or make yourself feel whatever. It's like, really?
It was, I think it was last year, I believe. I was with a friend of mine and we were watching, oh my god, I forgot what the show's called. But it had like, I don't know if any of you remember the show that's on Netflix, or if you remember, it was with Madeir, and it had Tia in it, and it was like the black family, and they were going through all the racial situations. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Oh, it's Family Reunion?
Yes, Family Reunion. We were watching that, and I was talking about how one of the actors on there was very attractive, and she's white, and I love her to death, but sometimes it's like, well, that moment was, I was talking about how cute the guy was, and she was like, eh. I was like, oh, you just don't find him attractive? And she's like, I don't find any black guys attractive. I was like,
we'll keep them to ourselves. Thank you very much. We'll keep them.
Wait, what? And she's like, yeah, I don't find black guys attractive. I'm more into white guys. I was like, and I was trying to be nice because with her tracking record of dating, I was like, maybe you need to switch it up because you don't have a very good tracking record there, buddy. And I was like, I'm trying to be nice. I'm like, well, why don't you like black guys? And she's just like, I don't know. I don't like the way they look. What do you mean?
I mean, 2 eyes, nose,
That's
mouth,
like, what do you mean? And I'm sitting there like,
you know, like,
how? Well,
what exactly?
And then she had to come back with the comment, well, I have black friends. Like, I'm not against black people. I just
hate that.
I'm like, oh my god.
If you can say I have black friends, that's a problem. Because that means you're literally like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough. That's all the black friends I need. I don't need no more than that. So that way I can say I have black friends.
Yeah.
No, some of the friends that I have that are white, I've never heard them say, I have black friends. Or even and I hope they don't say them. If y'all watch it, I'll find out. Ooh. I'll find out. But it's like, I cannot stand that. It's like you count how many. I don't know how many white friends I have. I don't even know how many Asian friends I have. I have quite a few. I don't know how many Indian friends, because I don't just sit there and say, okay,
1, 2, 3, 4, okay.
Have you? And I said that to one of my coworkers one day, and she was like, well, I didn't know much about this, that, and the third. I said, well, have you ever gone into a black community? I mean, I know y'all scared and all, but have you tried to even interact? Because in this day and age, there are people willing to teach you, willing to show you, that want to break this whole BS, you know. And if you're not willing to learn and then to look at yourself and know that you have privilege,
Yeah.
And to not use that privilege for the greater good of the race or our race or what have you, what is the point? And even, saying I have black friends, because we don't need a God savior. We don't need someone, in one instance, I'm going to save all the black people, but on the other instance, your white friend is making comments and you're giggling along with it. If you go rob a bank and I'm driving the car, I'm just as bad. I'm just as bad. You can't sit there and listen to your friends or your grandfather or your aunt or your cousin at the dinner table say something racial and you don't stand up as a white person and say, no, we're not doing that. And you just sit there because, well, I got to respect my others. No, you don't. When they're wrong, they're wrong. Yes, be respectful, but it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah, it's true. And then the other time for me as well was actually just recently. Now I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way you haven't. If you haven't, you were probably sleeping, and you can still find it online.
Yeah.
Right?
I loved it.
Well, as much as we loved it, another person that I'm friends with, but again, sometimes it's like they feel like they just have the need to say stuff, and it's like, no. They had the comment of saying it was weird to have hip hop and R&B on a halftime show. Why? Why is it? Because I'm like, what? But that's the thing. Because I asked them that. I was like, you do know hip hop and R&B is a thing? Yeah, I know it's a thing. It's I don't know if it should be on half. Why shouldn't it be on a halftime? And they still never gave me a clear answer till this day. And I was like, this is why I stay home. I can't. I cannot. I try to be nice, but then there's just times where it's like, no, absolutely not. And it's just like things like that. It's just like, okay.
I sometimes you just want to take something and slap them with a slipper across their face.
Yep.
Can't do that. Because I can't go to jail. I'm not gonna make it. I don't make it.
I don't have my. It's funny because when I had my old best friend, the one that we've talked about for a couple episodes now, when we were together, I always used to make that joke. I was like, look, if I do something, she'll no. She used to make the joke. She's like, look, if you do something, I will go to jail for you because I know immediately you'll just go to. And I'm like, see, this is why you're my best friend, because there's times where somebody just needs a slap on the face to hit them right in reality, and it's like part of me is like, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. So she'll be like, I'll do it for you. Let's go. And I was like, this is why I love you. Like, it's funny, but it's like at the same time, it's like sometimes they just need a knock in the right direction.
Yeah, and it makes me really want to meet the parents of teenagers and just sit there and have a conversation like, where were you? Do you know that your child is acting like this or saying this or thinking this? Do you care? Are you teaching them this? If not, then maybe you should be a little more aware of what your child is putting out there into the world. You know what I mean? Because I worked hard on getting you to love yourself and love your natural hair and love your brown, beautiful skin and love your curves. I worked very hard because I wanted you to not be a 25-year-old thinking I'm not good enough because I'm like this, or my hair is like this, or my skin is like this, or my body's like, no, you are beautiful. You are important. You are powerful. You can do anything. And I drilled that into y'all. It'll be, even if it takes me to my last breath, because I want all four of you guys to go out there and be positive and put that positivity out there in the world. Not only for yourself, but for other young black men and women that come up after you. So when they see you, and when some 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old happens to come across this video a year from now, 2 years, 5 years, even this whole YouTube channel, and they see, oh my God, it's a sister. Like, you know what I mean? And they think, and they're sitting there and they're like, oh, she's a thick sister too with natural hair. She looks like me. I'm always in awe, and I'm always grateful for when we see the the representation on television and in movies and just in real life. I watched a TikTok video where this little boy was getting on an airplane and the pilot was an African American male. And the caption said representation matters. And the little boy was able to sit in the cockpit. He put the hat on the little boy.
Aww.
I was like, this is what we need. I didn't have that growing up. I had to learn to love myself the hard way. Like, whereas now you guys, we're trying to make sure that it's out there for you guys and love yourself, because there's going to be some Karen and their feelings is like, well, what about loving me? No, pump your brakes. Okay.
We love you, but we also need love too.
It's you got enough. Like, let us have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. 2-3 more questions. This is a little more positive side since we've gotten to a more serious conversation. What celebrity hero or just celebrity in general, has inspired you? Right? African American celebrity or hero has inspired you?
Well, my all-time favorite is Miss Maya Angelou.
Love her.
I read one of her poems when I was in 9th grade or 10th grade in drama. I read Phenomenal Woman out loud on stage in front of the school, and it was. If people know me, they know I have a little bit of a stage fright. So even this is like, oh, okay, hurry up, But when I read that poem, it did something to my spirit at a young age, and it just ever since then I've been following her like a lost puppy. Like what was she right? Was she at? And then when she passed, I felt like it hit hard. Mm-hmm. It hit hard. Like I was like, oh, it hit hard. And I remember my mom, we used to recite the Phenomenal Woman poem to each other, and we were like, Phenomenal Woman, that's you, and she really embodied what it means to love yourself, mm-hmm. to love others, and to just go out there and be the best you. Be the best you. Do your thing, and just it's like, oh woman, I can't even put it into words. I've read a number of her poems. I have watched a number of her documentaries. I'll be sitting there like for hours. And then for my 40th birthday, my darling husband, knowing that I love my Angelou, he bought me, get this y'all, check this out, a Maya Angelou Barbie doll. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said it, yep. It's a whole Maya Angelou. Mind you, it's still in the box because my kids will never touch her. Never. Okay? It's one of my favorite things. So, when I go anywhere out of this house, if we move, get my doll. Bring Maya with me. But when I was going through things and I was not feeling my best, and when I was just feeling ugly, or because believe it or not, in high school I had braces and glasses. I was that nerdy girl, like, woo, buck teeth, glasses, braces, metal, not them Invisalign cute things that y'all do. I'm talking about a full metal mouth, okay, and a retainer. I did not feel my prettiest. So listening to her and watching her and just reading her poetry and reading her works and just documentaries, it really inspired me to be the best me I could be, so that I could be the best mom I could be. I could be the best friend I could be, the best sister I could be, the best human being I could be. And I tell you, yeah, she is one of them. There's a couple of others. Ayala Van Zandt is another one. I'm like, oh, girl, yes. Because sometimes what she tells other people, I need to hear. I'm like, oh, she talking to me.
Feel a little called out. No.
I feel seen. Like, yep, she can see me. Yeah, she can see me through the TV. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, and there's so many others. There's so many, but Maya Angelou is my top. Top.
Well, not to get all.
Besides my grandmama.
Oh yeah. But not to get all emotional and stuff. But I would have to say, my favorite African American hero would have to be you.
Why you got?
I was, trust me, in my head I was like, I could say it and then we get emotional, or we could not say it, move on. But I was like, no,
I'm not gonna get.
we're gonna say it because it's like it's important. Because you know what?
Thank you.
You are not only my mother but my best friend. You are the one person that I can come to for advice, to be there when I'm upset. And like I said, I don't like to cry in front of people, but this woman has seen me cry over multitudes of things, whether it's a boy problem or a racial problem, or if I'm just upset about the sky being blue. Like, it don't
she
matter.
Even talks to me when she mad at me.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't want to talk to you, but I need to talk to you. So we're just gonna put the mad me aside for a second. I need advice, right? But it's just you. Ever since I was little, I have wanted to be you. I kid you not. When I've told you, like, I'll make the jokes. I was like, I want kids, so I'll drive her crazy. But yeah, I want kids now. No, not really. No. But it's only because I want to be the house mom that she was, because she was a great mom. I want to be the hard worker, the business owner that she is, and everything in between. Like, you are truly the one person that I strive to be. I'm dead serious.
Y'all.
Like I said, I don't mean to be emotional.
I was like thinking she gonna be like, Lupita or something like that. Like,
I mean, they are great women, but why not pick the one person that's there the most? I love you.
I love you too.
All right, trying to get unemotional and back to business.
God. Plot twist. Like,
right? No, that's it. That's it. All right. But for the next question, so we can dial it back. This person says, "Hi, I am a 19-year-old white American, and I want to know how I can ask my black friends or any friends of race questions about their race without feeling or having them feel offended. How do I do that?"
Well, first of all, you need to know what you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And yes, asking is always good because that's how you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will get offended. Some people, especially younger generations, were not quite there with the asking questions and wanting to jump right in. And sometimes they don't know the answers to questions. But it depends on the question that you want to ask and how you ask it. Be polite. Understand that it might not be the answer that you want to hear. They might tell you to look at your privilege. They might tell you to look in the mirror. They might tell you to go back in history because your ancestors were sitting there when, Ruby Bridges was trying to go to school, and your grandpa was throwing rocks at it. The thing is, you have to understand that when you want to ask a person of color a question, you cannot get on the defensive. You cannot get all in your feelings because you're asking them about their culture, about their heritage, about their life. Mm-hmm. It's not about you. So you have to take yourself out of it and listen.
Yes.
And once you have done that, you'll understand more. And then you can ask more questions. And then they don't feel like, well, why are you asking these questions? Go look it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come humble. Come with respect. Mm-hmm. And, it usually works out. But if you come out and they tell you something that you don't want to hear and all of a sudden you start crying because you're offended, nah, it's not going to work.
I think also as well as much as people are like, I have black friends, I would, if you are going to ask questions, make sure you ask somebody who you already know and trust, and they trust you. Because I've had that where plenty of my female friends would ask me about my hair and have told me how they love my natural hair. How do you get it to look a certain way? How do you get it to do this? And then they'll even make fun of their hair, be like, it's a crazy mess in the morning. How do you get it to look so natural and nice when you wake up in the morning? And be like, well, that's a lot of conditioner and gel. Let me tell you, no. But that is something you definitely want to do. You do not want to go out and pick a random person you don't know and be like, why do you dress like that?
Yeah,
Why do you care about shoes? What's up with your hair? Why is your skin color so darker than like? No, that's how you're gonna get beat up.
You're gonna get to see Jesus real quick.
That is how you get beat up. But like she said, if you are respectful and you go to a person you know, I'm pretty sure they're more than happy to answer questions. And like how we do Tea Time Truth Talks, anyone who has questions like that for me or for my mom or for anyone, you can easily comment or message me on Instagram or whatever and ask those questions, and we will happily answer them for you as well. So that is definitely that you do need to know is do not go up to any random person and just ask questions.
No.
Because I've seen it done, and thankfully I was there to help them not die. Let me tell you, it's happened before. It's not fun.
And you might just have the most purest intentions, but it's when it's done tastefully and done with respect, okay. But if you just gonna come out of pocket and ask some off the wall questions, best believe you're gonna be met with some hostility. Because I know I'll be the first one. What are you trying to say? Like, I won't even look at you as someone that's trying to be, sincere. Because it's like, wait, no.
That was really far left. We went from talking to burgers to asking, I don't even know you. Like, what? Yeah. So the final question has actually nothing to do with, but it can, with African Americans and what we're talking about. But what would your advice be to someone starting their own business?
Being as though I'm still in the infant stages.
All right.
Okay. A little side note about me. I'm a procrastinator. I'm not even gonna listen. What I do today, what you could put off for tomorrow. Not a good look when you try to have a business. Not a good look. Do it now. Do it right now. But I would definitely say just jump in. Just jump. Do your research, of course. Do your research. Figure out who your target audience is, your target market is. You will put more in the first couple of years than you're going to get back. You have to understand that. Because you're putting your blood, sweat, time, and tears into this. Because this is your baby that you're building. And it's going to take time. Sometimes you see these people on Instagram, it's like, oh, I blew up. They've been around for a while, probably had multiple different businesses before this one took off. Yeah. So never just look at the finished product of someone you've seen on YouTube or Instagram. But definitely do your research. Follow a lot of people that have business savvy information. Follow people that have startups. Try different products. If you're using products, try different services. You can always ask questions. Where did you go to get started? Well, what did you do for this? Do you distribute? How do you distribute? Things like that. So it's definitely ask as much questions as you can. Do a lot of research and just know it's going to take time. It's not an overnight success, because if you're going to make 1 million sales in a month, wait a minute, that's not even what exactly are you selling?
You better be selling for a penny.
What are you selling? Is it good? Because and there is a competing market out there, so you have to understand that what you're providing is your take on that product. Because I was thinking the same thing when I first started. I'm selling candles and essential oils, but I know my target audience is African American females and moms. You know what I mean? Of course, dads, but anybody can use the products, but we don't, African American females and moms, we don't really know much about essential oils and candles because we're so busy trying to worry about everything else that we never take that much time for ourselves. I know my target audience, and I hope that helps some people, but know your target audience and get out there, ask questions, and, do like the old school, like Tupac and Biggie. Sell some of your product out of your backseat of your car. I don't know. I'm still learning as I go along as well. Still researching, still growing. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I completely understand that. Especially since this is definitely a newer talk. Like whether you're selling products or you're doing videos or selling service, like Reiki Encounters, selling a service of Reiki. definitely, we're all in the beginning stages as well, but we are pushing through, and we're getting a lot of good feedback and things like that as well.
Right.
So that's really great. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
So this is the end of our talk now. As always, we love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And if you want any of these products and things like that, the website is down below. It's nairubiesnaturals.com. You just go there and there's a select of everything there, purchases, things like that. And as well as always, like, share, comment, hit that bell when you want to know another episode. And cheers, talkers. I will see you next time.